We've just cut a fairly large branch off of our fruitless mulberry tree that we love for shade, but it was in not a good place. You had to duck to get under it, and a little bit's okay, but it was so low it was kind of blocking off that whole area. So what we like to do once we've cut branches is different things with different branches, but these mulberries make good wattle. We have a little herb garden in the back, and we've been, as we get branches, been putting a wattle fence in. Here's that fence. So obviously it's not going to look like a British quality job. The smaller pieces we chop into, 1 to 5 inch chunks and use them as mulch. It's pretty labor intensive. We have a little chipper shredder, but it's almost more work than it's worth. It's not very sharp, and the branches kind of get jogged around. You got to pull them back out and open it up and clean it off, and so that's what we're doing here. All right. So these longer ones are the ones I'm saving for the fence, and I just clean everything off but the main straight stem. So that's good enough. And I've already done a couple of these today. That's probably the last one that's long enough for the fence. Anything that's not, I think it's probably about 8 feet long, maybe, give or take. And so it's best if it spans the whole length for us, we've found. Otherwise you get like a piece sticking out, or it doesn't stay tight. So. Oh, great. People love those videos.
Well, I want to take the one.
We're not wattle fencing experts. It's just something fun to do that looks cute, and, who knows.
Hopefully keep the dogs out of the herb bed.
Yeah, a little bit. It just gives them an obstacle to jump over at this point because it's not very tall. But we've been at it, I think last year we started it. And so every time we prune something that's long enough, it's gone in there. And Ellen is cutting her bits into a bucket, which is probably smart, and I'm just letting them drop, and we'll have to go back and pick them all up. So if you're... Probably. She's probably right most of the time. So we'll just cut them like that. I know in places that are wetter, places that are more wet, get more rain and whatnot, you can chop and drop whole branches and they'll break down relatively quickly. But here where it's dry, does not happen. So anything that we've left whole is still a whole stick, laying wherever we've left it years later. And so if they're smaller like this, they're more like mulch, and the fungus and the bugs and everybody can get in there a little better and break it down. So we've had better luck, and it looks nice too. It looks, basically like mulch, sticky mulch. All right, my mic here, making me look like I got something going on. Someday I'll have a real camera and a cordless mic, like a real film star. Right. What's that?
It's an old western.
A real film star?
Of an old western. Tumbleweed western.
Just because I look like I'm from the past, or because I'm out riding the range, or...
Yeah, I guess I just figure you're good for it.
Oh,
Yeah, like what? Yeah, I guess I was casting. I was typecasting.
You're casting.
I was casting you.
Oh boy, I know how that goes. I've heard those stories.
That's why it's like, yeah, an old tumbleweed. Kind of old Tucson or whatever. Maybe that.
0 for 2. So, maybe briefly, one can only watch so much of someone cutting a stick.
Yeah.
Probably, unless you like slow TV.
Yeah, that's true. We should do that with like weed pulling.
Yeah, like an 8-hour weed pulling video. Alright, so I'm going to try to show what we cut. So this tree, when we moved in, had some really weird branches that were so low that they came in through the fence, which is on the side here. This is really wobbly. So we had the professional, a professional, come in and trim the 2 main ones off, and we'd actually been lowering the fence because when it got leaves, it would push down, and it was then sawing itself on top of the fence in the wind. So we'd been lowering them, but basically they got to the bottom of where they could be without starting to cut them, and it was just getting crazy, and you couldn't get back here. So he cut those and a couple others that I wasn't comfortable with trying to get them down without breaking something. It's kind of tight back here. And we had him leave this one. Is that in the shot? Well, barely, the edge of this.
Am I in here?
Yeah, you're right here. You're perfectly framed between the tree.
Let me have the shot.
So he had left that because there was a concern that there was going to be a gap created by that. But really it was, you know, this. Let's see if I can angle it down. If my camera will pivot a little bit. So it was like one trunk coming up here and then like a single branch going up, and it blocked being able to get over here behind the tree. There's not much here. There's just some leaves and kind of a folly path that leads to nothing. We may put a bench here, but we decided before everything leaves out that we were going to cut that last one off, and I felt comfortable maneuvering that one down in pieces, whereas the other one was like huge. The other 2 were in the neighbor's yard and they were huge, and there was just no way I could do it comfortably. So anyways, that's what we're working on. If there's something that you're interested in seeing, if you have a question about, please feel free. I will do my best to notice the questions and answer them. Sometimes I've been notified, and sometimes I'll just look on the channel and there will be responses or questions that I have not been notified, so I don't know why. Alright, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. I don't know, you know, that's what the people say, right? Like, subscribe, check out my Patreon. Just kidding, I don't have that. Alright, thank you. Bye.